Hey, it's getting to be that time of year.
It shouldn't be that time of year.
It shouldn't
It's
yet, but it
ridiculous.
is.
So bad. I'm going to be very cranky this whole episode. I hope everybody's ready.
Because it's something you know that you have to do, even though you don't want to do it.
I
But
well, and I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it from like a commercial level, a marketing level, retail level. They started putting up back to school stuff up before the 4th of July. I think it's
well,
complete.
look, they start with Christmas deals right after Labor Day.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that right now because I'm about to throw my camera.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like in Texas, I know that kids get out. They got out, I think, like May 22nd, May 20, I don't know, May
yeah,
19th, May.
right.
And so it's earlier than a lot of other places. It's earlier than Michigan and all that. But they go back so freaking early in August, and and nobody has given me a logical reason behind it. They go back in like barely even the middle of August, and it is hot as balls out.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be taking these kids outside on the playground. It's still not even like in August, the sun doesn't even go down until like after 9 o'clock. How am I going to get my kid on a cycle of going to bed when it's sun outside? Like it doesn't make sense. They don't even get to enjoy their summer. I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And part of that is because if you look at the schedule, at least every 2 weeks or so, or at least once a month, there is one of those Monday holidays. And so
Yeah.
the teachers add a Friday day off so they can get a 4 day weekend. Well, when they take all of those teachers' days and those Monday holidays, they are mandated to be in the classroom so many days and so many hours a year. And
I
so the more
know.
days off they take, they got to add it to into going back in August or
Well,
getting
it's so
late.
ridiculous too, because I mean, the end of summer is Labor Day. At Labor Day is the final. I know in Texas it's hot all the way through October,
Yeah,
but the end of summer is Labor Day. So why are we going back before Labor Day? Because then you're just going to send my kid. You're going to start him on a freaking Thursday.
yeah.
So he goes Thursday, Friday, weekend off. Doesn't make sense. And then you're going to get him to go all week. And then he's going to have a Friday and Monday off for Labor Day right around the corner. Not to mention later in September, there's a rando teacher day where he's not there.
My grandson is going into high
I'm so
school.
mad.
My grandson's going into high school. He plays an instrument and he's going to be in the band.
5
Right,
a.m.
right now in July, he is going to school every day for
Ugh,
a minimum of 4 hours on the field,
ugh.
marching and going through the routine for school. If you drive by any of the schools right now, the football players are out there starting to practice in the
Sure.
middle of the summer. And it's crazy because then when school starts, like you said, Labor Day, still plenty hot. They got outdoor games, they got practice, they got recess, they got all of this kind of stuff going on. And I wonder, when do you start to think about the health benefits for the kids by
They
doing
don't.
all this, and do you have an alternative to helping these kids who are really forced to go outside?
It doesn't there. Look, there's a lot of things that I don't understand with
I,
the
I mean,
schools, but
you remember when we were kids? I mean, in school, January, February, open the doors, send them out into the playground with 3 feet of snow out there.
oh yeah.
You know that they didn't really care. You know,
No,
it's up to the parents to. But summertime is a little bit different.
summertime's different. Look, you can put so many clothes on, you're not allowed to take them all off, you know?
That's right. And then they restrict what the kids can wear today. No
Yeah.
no midriff tops, no
Well, I
no
don't know
short
about that.
shorts.
Have you been to a high school lately? I don't think that that's the case.
It's supposed to be, but I don't know how
Yeah,
much they enforce it.
I'll be honest with you, they don't enforce it.
Yeah. But but anyway, you're right. Now you start to see, you turn on any
I
TV
know.
show and there is a break. And from Walmart,
Oh,
Target,
I'm stressed out, man.
all the
I'm
biggies,
stressed
man,
out.
come at 20%, 30%, buy one, get two free.
I'm not even mentally prepared for it. Um, because it's a whole thing, man. It's, and I know some parents are excited about it. Oh, I can't wait. And I'm like, why? Like, this is like, you hate your kids so much that you want them to go back. Like, here's my biggest thing. This is for me. Like, okay, so I'm going to go work 8 hours a day. My kid's going to be in school 7 hours, whatever. Then he gets to come home exhausted
Yeah.
for a window of about, I got a 4.5 hour window, which I've got to get him showered, bathed, whatever. I've got to get dinner ready. So there's a 2 hours gone.
And
So
maybe
now
a
I get
little
to see,
homework figured into
yeah,
that too.
yeah. And now I got to see my son for 2 hours after you've said, well, screw homework. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Now I got to see my son for 2 hours before he's got to go to bed. Then I got to get him up even an hour for 5 days a week. So you couldn't handle a month and a half, 2 months of summer where you could see your kids. You want to send your kids back. And I got to tell you, the teachers that overload their kids with homework, they are the worst teachers in the world. Those aren't teachers. I'm going to tell you that right now. They're not teachers because you've had my kid for 7 hours. Now you want to take them away from me for another hour and a half. Out of my 2 hours, I get to see them before they go to bed and upload homework on that. No, 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 no. You better get it done in the class or he ain't doing it. That's what I'm saying.
So, Brandon, how do you really feel
I told you this
about
subject makes me
education?
mad. This subject makes me mad because it's just, I feel like they're taking more away from our children's home life. And I think school's vastly important. I do. What Luke has done from when he started kindergarten to now, it blows my mind. And it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
It's good socially. It's good. And I think it does give us parents a break a little bit. But man, now you got to pack a lunch. Now you got to pick them up. Now you got to drop them off. Like, so I know. I think they're taking more away and putting way more pressure on young kids than teaching them. Most of them. I'm not bashing teachers. I'm just saying.
And now the other issue is that you take the SUV over to Walmart or Target or wherever because you're going to buy all the
Things.
the things that they need, the new backpack, and they got to have new notebooks and pencils and all that kind of stuff. And then you get the clothing and you start buying up, especially the best bargains you can find because you know
Sure.
that after you wash it a half a dozen times, you're going to toss it. But you spend all of this money, then the kid goes to school and they see what their peers are wearing and they say, I want to wear that. And also when you open up the drawer to lay out their clothing for the next day, you say, oh, I'm not going to wear that, Dad, because
That's
that's
and there's
not
that
cool.
too. And look, here's the thing, like that's the least of my worries. My biggest thing is when I sit here and I buy all these pencils and 17, like you get a freaking list from the school of what to send the kid. So
Right.
this is what they say every year. It's gonna last them all year. We won't ask you for anything else. 2 weeks later, they got some party going on. They got an event going on. We got to buy stuff for. Like I spend more money buying $10 crap for parties, and then you have all these pencils. They didn't use them all year long. I didn't get them. I didn't get the leftovers back at the end of the year. They just stayed in the classroom.
Yeah.
So it's like this, it's like a tax. It's like a school tax. Like
Right.
you need 37 pencils, but if you only use one, you don't get any back.
Well,
I want my stuff back,
and on
man.
that list is the markers and the number two
Crayons.
pencils and the erasers and the little stapler and all this kind of stuff. And then it says a $1,500 iPad to store.
Yeah, no, that ain't happening. Well, and I love it too because they hit you up, man. They hit you. They milk you. They're worse than the mob. They milk you every week. You know, they're like, well, we're having a fundraiser, and if you can come to this, there's an ice cream shop down the street. Buy ice cream, and it'll go to the
Yeah,
school.
and 5%
that's-
of the purchase goes to the
Yeah,
school.
and that's great. And maybe I don't feel like taking my son to go get ice cream, and I'm hoping he doesn't know about it. But what happens? He comes home with a sticker on his shirt with Dad, they're doing ice cream at school. And then I feel like a dick if I don't take him. I'm the jerk
right.
parent. Like,
Yeah.
all right. And he's
Or-
like, Dad,
or-
it's right by the house, you
Or
know?
even if you can't come to the ice cream social, here's an envelope for
Here's
you.
an envelope.
to-
Oh, I
to
don't know about it now.
put
There
your
is no
mon-
envelope, Stuart.
Put your
They
money.
don't do envelopes anymore, Stuart. Come on, man.
No. Oh, that's true. That's kid. The kid just Venmos.
It's a freaking QR code, man. Dude, I set up this thing for Luke for lunch. Now I pack his lunch. Okay.
Yeah.
About halfway through the year, last year, he's telling me, which by the way, packing a lunch is a freaking project. Okay.
And that
Yeah.
also takes away from the 2 hours.
That takes away from my
Spend
2
it.
hours I have. I got to pack a freaking lunch, and it's not. And my kid is eating freaking Gordon Ramsay food instead of freaking PB&J. But so I set up. They have this little my lunch thing, whatever. I don't know. And I didn't do it because I said, "Hey, buddy, we're packing your lunch. You ain't buying lunch." Well, halfway through the year, he said something. Dad, I got breakfast today, and I'm like, "Oh, I know, I fed you," you know. And he's like, "No, at school." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I'm thinking maybe there was a breakfast event that I missed.
Yeah.
Cool, good for you, buddy. Yeah, I didn't have my card, so they just gave it to me, and I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Whatever. I don't know what he's talking about." I didn't get an email about it. Nobody told me anything. Then like a couple weeks later, he's like, "Yeah, I got some ice cream at school." I'm like, "Man, what are they doing at school? You got ice cream?" I go, "Wait a minute, buddy." I said, "I gave you a sweet treat. And now you ate that sweet treat and ice cream?" "Yeah, Dad, I just went in line and they gave it to me." And I'm like, this doesn't compute. So I emailed the teacher and they're like, "Yeah, they didn't want to tell Luke no, but he didn't have any money in his account." And I'm like, my man is out there getting in line, buying stuff with no credit. So I put $10 in and I tell Luke, because I'm also teaching about money, you know, "Luke, you got $10 in your account. Now you've got the account. You just tell him, you know,
Yeah.
But they're going to take money away. It's not free. So if this costs 75 cents, you have this much left." And I would tell him, I go, "Just spare, like, I'm not giving you it every week because I pack you a big lunch. You don't need to be buying extra stuff." Man, I looked on there, this fool. He bought cookies, ice cream, yogurt, which was fine.
Yeah.
Then he bought a donut, and then he went back and got a second donut. And I'm like, this is after I'm packing him a sweet treat. I'm like, bro, you better. But then they send you an alert. "Well, your son's account only has $1 in it. You might want to put,
Please
more in." You might, and then guess what? Every time you put money in, they charge you a $1.50 fee for using the account. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And these are the things that people are excited about to send their kids back to school.
Yeah. In our day, if you wanted something sweet, what you did, you found another kid to trade something.
Tradesies, man.
I'll trade you my apple for your Milky Way bar.
Well, like, you know, here I am giving my son, like, I always do cool sweet treats, you know, and I'm giving him, like, he gets one, but you know, and of course I always tell him, "Eat your food before this," you know, that never works out. But like, you're eating this and then you're buying a freaking donut. Like, I wouldn't let you do that in the house, buddy. Like, I told him
he does it at school.
I'm gonna tell him though, like,
he's got that debit card.
he's got another thing coming this year, man. If he does it, he ain't gonna have no money. But these are the challenges and the extra money and like extra food you're buying for lunches and being creative. Like, I'm not into it. And my biggest thing is I just want summers to be like how I remembered summers. You know, summers felt long. They felt great. They never felt like they went by so fast. And now, and maybe for Luke, maybe in his little mind where he's not thinking about work and recording and bills, maybe summer is going by at a good pace for him. But for this guy, it's
Right.
going by too fast. I'm not ready.
Well, and folks, the clock is ticking. They're going to be going back to school in some cases 2 weeks.
You
Some-
calm down with
3
that mess. I'm get done with this show.
He's out of here. But
I'm over it.
anyway, it's upon us, folks. Take care of it. And for whatever reason, it's back to school time. You got to deal
Just
with
do nothing, guys. I'm telling you right now.
it.
Don't make the kids do chores.
Just-
if you got to bring your kids for if you only got 2 weeks left, man, you make it count.
Yeah, right. And just drop them off at school and pick them up at the end of the day.
They will go to bed early though, so you do got that.
Go out and make it a good one. We'll look forward to seeing you again next Tuesday, 8 a.m. Right here. Bye.